Tirana, Albania. Looking for Mediterranean sun and sand, but your budget doesn't quite stretch to Capri or the Côte d'Azur? Simply head further east and you'll find sun-drenched beaches untouched by modern development. Albania is one of the cheapest countries in Europe, and is yet underexplored by the tourist hordes. On its southern Ionian coast, steep gray mountains frame azure seas and golden sands. Also take note, the Albanian capital Tirana will certainly surprise you with the number of interesting things you can do there. Sarande is almost in touching distance of Corfu and is a handy entry point from Greece. From here you can aim for the beaches of Kasamil and nearby islands. Cheap seafood, warm seas and a smattering of isolated Greek ruins and Ottoman towns, the perfect recipe for a classic European sojourn. Rough costs. Accommodation, $25. Food, $20 per day. Transportation, $15 per day. Sarajevo, Bosnia. Though the scars of Sarajevo's past as a city under siege are still evident, there are remnants of mortar shell explosions, filled with red resin to form Sarajevo roses, and the museums document the horrors of Sniper Alley. Today, the city buzzes with life and is one of the cheapest countries in Europe. If you don't want to miss any of the key historic sites, book ahead and join a guided tour. One of the most welcoming capitals in Europe, its central district of Baskarsija is a delight to wander through. Browse in the Ottoman-era bazaar or linger over a Bosnian coffee. The after-hours scene is quirky and cool, with tucked-away drinking holes and an ever-evolving club scene. Rough costs. Accommodation, $35. Food, $28 per day. Transportation, $8 per day. Bansko, Bulgaria. Hitting the slopes without breaking the bank can be a challenge, especially when the main alpine resorts are located in some of the most expensive countries in Europe. However, Eastern Europe has a few intriguing ski destinations, including Bulgaria's Bansko on the Piran mountain range. The country's main ski resort has good beginner and intermediate runs. There's a decent range of shared or private accommodation to choose from, easily making Bansko one of the best places to visit in Europe with friends. The town itself has considerable charm, with numerous traditional old pubs hidden down its cobbled alleyways. Rough costs. Accommodation, $40. Food, $28 per day. Transportation, $14 per day. Budapest, Hungary. Straddling the Danube, the twin enclaves of Buda and Pest together make one of the most beguiling capitals in Europe. Their main pleasures won't break the bank, making it one of the top cheap places to travel to. Spend the day lounging by the pools in the spa, taking the occasional dip, cooling off under the fountains, and watching the old men play chess at the waterside tables. Come evening, the ruin bars of District 7 beckon, idiosyncratic bars tucked away in the neighborhood's courtyards. The tipple of choice is the cheap local white or rosé drunk long as a spritzer, perfect in the baking heat of summer. Budapest is one of the best places to visit in Europe in the spring, March to May, or autumn, September to November, as the climate is at its most pleasant, ideal for those outdoor spa days and pounding the pavements. Rough costs. Accommodation, $43. Food, $23 per day. Transportation, $12 per day. Gdansk, Poland. Part beautiful Hanseatic city, part gritty port town and part Baltic Riviera, the northern Polish city of Gdansk offers a winning combination of coastal appeal. Though the core of this picturesque, colorful city, with its narrow merchant houses, looks ancient, it's actually a post-war reconstruction, but the history is genuine. It's one of many cheap travel destinations to visit in Poland. The shipyard crane dates back to the 15th century, and the city was the birthplace of the Solidarity anti-communist movement. Come summer, the action moves to the hip, coastal resort of Sopot, with its golden sand beach, lively party scene and attractive pier, the longest in Europe. Rough costs. Accommodation, $25. Food, $20 per day. Transportation, $9 per day. Transylvania, Romania. Think Transylvania, and you'll probably imagine Dracula and his castle, and you can certainly go in search of Dracula. As Dracula's birthplace, the attractive town of Siasora has the best claim to fame, and it also has a suitably imposing citadel. But the region is not all fortifications and fangs. Make time to venture out into the wilds of the Carpathian Mountains, where you can track the Transylvanian wolf, along with bears, red deer and lynx in the Piatra Craiului National Park. Rough costs. Accommodation, $30. Food, $28 per day. Transportation, $22 per day. Novi Sad, Serbia. Serbia abounds with sights to suit all tastes. Fancy a low-cost summer music festival? Serbia's famous Exit Festival held in July might be just the ticket, and it's less than half the price of Glastonbury. The lineup is always eclectic, with past acts including David Guetta and Ziggy Marley. A trip here is about more than the music, however, with a setting that leaves other festivals in the shade. The Petrovaradin Fortress stands majestically above the lively city of Novi Sad, a couple of hours from Belgrade. Stages and festival spaces fill every corner of the fortress, and you can spend your days lounging on the river beaches on the banks of the Danube. If you don't have the time to stay longer, consider taking a day tour from Belgrade to explore Novi Sad and taste the local wines in Sremski Karlovci. Rough costs. Accommodation, $25. Food, $10 per day. Transportation, $6 per day. Thanks for watching.